Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Lindsie Chrisley speaks on relationship status. Lindsie Chrisley is now speaking up about her current relationship status. The Chrisley Knows Best alum and Coffee Convas podcast co-host has tried to keep things under wraps. So what is going on in her personal life? Keep reading for more details as she spills the tea. Is Lindsie Chrisley single? There is no need for Lindsie Chrisley to have to define her relationship status if she does not want to. She is an adult who can do whatever she pleases and should not have to answer to anyone. At the same time, she is a public figure who viewers have watched go through major life events. Lindsie has gotten married, had a child, gotten divorced, and seemingly found love again. She was dating Trent Weiser for nearly a year, but they have since called it quits. Recently, Lindsie sold the home she moved in right after her divorce, so there have been some big changes. She noted that was where she dealt with that life-changing event along with her parents going to prison. Her sister, Savannah Chrisley, has openly blamed her for having a part in them being locked up. This has been heartbreaking, but Lindsie has kept on going. She has also been called out for too much face work, but that does not seem to bother her. Recently, she did an Ask Me a Question segment on Instagram. Someone wondered if she was dating anyone, and to that, Lindsie shared she would be keeping that private. She then asked her followers if they agreed or disagreed, and 90% agreed. More so, she understands that not everyone she dates wants to be a part of the fanfare. This angered fans because they felt she was being disingenuous. A Reddit thread was started to discuss why they felt like this. She swears to spill the tea, the whole tea and nothing but the tea, yet never does. Did she literally not just say on Kale's podcast tune in next week, to find out if I'm sleeping with my ex-husband? Clickbait Lindsie. It was questionable why Lindsie Chrisley would tease her romantic affairs with her ex-husband. Then she came out and declared she was not talking about that aspect of her life. Did other followers find her behavior questionable, or did they understand she was luring in listeners? She said this before and then posted a photo shoot with Suburban Dad. She only sticks to what fits her narrative at the moment. It's all about the clicks. More clicks, more money. Stop politiking. She's such a hypocrite. She hated BND because V wasn't transparent and honest. Putting yourself in the public, Mayans UTL your life. She's infuriating. Fans are tired of her in general and want her to be completely transparent or stop talking. Do you agree with what they are saying, or is she doing whatever she can to make a quick buck? Lindsie Chrisley breaks her silence on relationship status. It had been a quiet morning in Nashville, the city alive with its usual hum of country melodies and cafe chatter. But for Lindsie Chrisley, the day was anything but ordinary. Seated in the corner of a trendy coffee shop, Lindsie sipped her oat milk latte as she prepared to make a statement that would, once again, put her at the center of family headlines. Her phone buzzed with reminders. It was the day of her exclusive interview, a rare occasion where she peeled back the curtain on her personal life, particularly her relationship status, which had been the subject of endless speculation in recent months. Ever since her dramatic exit from Chrisley Knows Best and her tumultuous divorce from Will Campbell, fans and critics alike had been eager to know, was she single? Was she dating? And what did her estranged relationship with her famous family have to do with it? Lindsie knew this wasn't just about her love life. It was about her independence, her growth, and her desire to reclaim her narrative. The interview. As the cameras rolled, Lindsie sat poised, her signature blonde hair catching the afternoon light. Across from her was the interviewer, a sharp-eyed journalist who didn't mince words. Lindsie, let's start with the question everyone's been asking. Are you single? Lindsie took a deep breath, her lips curving into a measured smile. You know, she began, this is probably the most popular question I get, whether it's on social media or even from strangers who recognize me at the grocery store. The short answer is yes, I'm single. But the long answer is much more complicated. She paused, allowing her words to sink in. After my divorce, I needed time to heal and rediscover who I was outside of being someone's wife or daughter. That's not an easy journey, especially when your family is under a microscope. For the first time in my life, I've been prioritizing myself, my son, and what makes us happy. The journalist leaned forward. And has that been difficult, given your public family dynamics? Lindsie laughed softly, though her eyes betrayed a flicker of sadness. "It's no secret that my relationship with my family has had its ups and downs, but stepping away from the show and setting boundaries has given me the space to figure out what kind of relationships I want in my life, romantic and otherwise." Rumors and realities. The interview shifted to the swirling rumors. There had been whispers about Lindsie dating a prominent Nashville businessman, fueled by blurry paparazzi photos of her sharing a dinner with a tall, dark-haired mystery man. "So about those photos?" the journalist prodded, raising an eyebrow. Lindsie chuckled, shaking her head. "Ah, yes, those photos. Look, I'll be honest, I've gone on dates. I've met some wonderful people, and I'm not opposed to the idea of love. But right now, I'm not in a relationship. And that dinner? That was a business meeting. I guess you can't even share a meal without it turning into a headline." Her tone was light, but there was an underlying truth to her words. Being a Chrisley meant everything she did was scrutinized, twisted, and amplified. A glimpse of vulnerability. As the conversation deepened, Lindsie opened up about the challenges of balancing her public persona with her private struggles. People see the glamorous side of being a Chrisley, the fancy homes, the TV show, the big personalities. What they don't see are the sleepless nights, the therapy sessions, and the inner work it takes to navigate such a complicated life. "There were times when I felt like I couldn't trust anyone, and that made it hard to even consider opening my heart again." Her voice wavered slightly, but she quickly steadied herself. "But I'm learning. I've started focusing on the qualities I value in a partner: kindness, honesty, a sense of humor. It's not about finding someone who fits a mold, it's about finding someone who feels like home." The role of family. Of course, no conversation with Lindsie Chrisley would be complete without touching on her family. "Do you think your family's drama has affected your approach to relationships?" the journalist asked. Lindsie didn't hesitate. "Absolutely. Growing up in such a volatile environment has taught me a lot about what I don't want in a relationship. I want stability, mutual respect, and open communication, things that weren't always present in my upbringing. But it's also made me appreciate the importance of forgiveness and growth." She hesitated before adding, "I know people expect me to bash my family or dwell on the negativity, but that's not who I am. I've made peace with the past, and I'm focused on the future." Looking ahead. As the interview wrapped up, the journalist asked one final question. "If you could send a message to your future partner, what would it be?" Lindsie smiled, her eyes sparkling with a mix of hope and determination. "I'd tell them that I'm a work in progress, but I'm worth it. I've been through a lot, but it's made me stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. And when the right person comes along, I'll be ready to embrace love with an open heart." The aftermath. The interview aired the following week, and the response was overwhelming. Fans flooded Lindsie's social media with messages of support, applauding her vulnerability and strength. Critics, of course, dissected every word, speculating about hidden meanings and potential suitors. But for Lindsie, none of that mattered. She had spoken her truth, and in doing so, she had taken another step toward reclaiming her identity. That evening, as she tucked her son into bed, she felt a sense of peace that had eluded her for years. For the first time in a long time, she wasn't defined by her family, her past, or her relationship status. She was simply Lindsie, a woman finding her way one day at a time. And that, she thought as she closed her eyes, was more than enough.